Hey everybody, welcome to Review Time with Isip. I'm Isip, and today we are going to combine and review the entire WB-03 Computron, or was it Computicus? I forgot what they're labeling him as, but the Warbotron Computron. I'm gonna get them all together and we're gonna take a look at them. So let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to get his leg pieces, and if you haven't already attached the feet, attach the feet. I've already done so. So we are ready to go. So we've got the lower legs done. We're going to take the body and we are going to plug it into the lower leg. So it's a little tricky. And you need a little force for whatever reason. Don't push on this, push from up here, because if you push on this, you'll just slide the leg down over the peg. So, like I just did. Dang it. Okay, that's all the way in. So we're going to go and take the other guy and drop him on the floor. Damn it. Then we are going to just ram that in there. Okay. And get him stood up. So we've got the lower bits done, and he's already out of the frame because he is gigantic. And we'll just go ahead and take the extra weapons off for now. We don't need them. Okay, and then we're going to take the camera and raise the camera up now. So here we go. We've got the camera raised up. Let's move the guy over a little bit. And next we're going to take this guy and plug it in. He went in pretty easy. He also comes out kind of easy, but hey, that's fine. He holds well enough. And then we'll take Stray, or whatever his name is, and we'll plug it in on this side. And there we have our Computron. Let's go ahead and remove these little axes from the side. Now, if you want to, you can take his wings that are on his back and put them on his legs. If you want to have the G1 Computron look going, you can do that. That is totally possible to do. I do it all the time. I'm not going to do it this time though, as this guy is very hard to get into the whole frame. I'm pushing him back because my camera does not go back any further. And let's do some scale comparisons. Let's get my phone out of the frame. So like if you take a siege figure and put it next to him, you can see he is gigantic. Let's give me a second. Woo! Almost fell down. Take MP10 Optimus Prime, and we'll put him right next to him. He's holding spark plug, and you can still see he is still gigantic. Let's see. Let's take this guy out. We'll take this guy out. And we will compare him with the original Warbotron figure, the Warbotron Bruticus. I mean, he was just called Warbotron, which makes sense because, you know, Warbotron, or whatever. So we'll go ahead and get Bruticus in there. Hold on a second. Now, the Bruticus has a lot harder time standing than this new guy does. This new guy stands pretty well, and most of his parts actually stay on a lot better than the Warbotron Bruticus does. So, here we go. The Warbotron Bruticus side by side with the Warbotron Computron. and they're roughly the same height. Actually, Bruticus seems to be very slightly taller, and that makes sense. Computron's proportions seem a little bit off. Like he's a little too bulky, especially in his arm area. He shouldn't look that bulky. His arms should be a little less bulky. It's alright for Bruticus to look bulky and whatever, because he's supposed to be like a war machine massive, but Computron's supposed to be like a thinker. So he should be more in the way of slimmer, I feel. Also, his head is too small for his body. Look at his head. His head is way too small for his body. Let me see if I can zoom in, because there we go. I don't know, if his head was a little bit bigger, I think that it would fit better. Again, with the Bruticus one, it's alright that the head is smaller, because it gives him more of a sense of being powerful. But Computron's whole shtick isn't that he's powerful, is that he outthinks his opponents. So it's kind of a shame that he doesn't look like it. He looks like just another gigantic war machine. Like, I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's get Bruticus out of the picture. I feel like this whole thing is starting to fall apart, and then I'm trying to keep it together. So, we've got this bit here, which the instructions just say to do this with. Hold on one second. Gotta bring them closer because my arms are not that long. It says just to have them like holding it like this. I don't know what this thing, if this thing was from like an episode or something. Is it supposed to be a tool or a weapon? I don't know. He's just supposed to be holding it like so. And yeah, I don't care about it. I don't care for it. I really don't. I mean, you can technically put it on his back and it'll be there. What I like to do, though, is I like to combine these bits here. I think I already showed this up, but I like to combine these bits here. And then pull this bit and this bit down and have it as a giant axe, which he can hold, which I like. I mean, it's still not quite the thing that I would think Computron would have, but hey, you know, he has to have a melee weapon, right? So I think that looks pretty cool, having a giant axe. And of course, you can take the gun and plug it into the rifle into his hand here. Whoa! It's more stable than the other Warbotron guy, but there's still issues with it. I'm trying to get him to stand straight up. And then the other thing that I don't like is, again, for whatever reason, his head starts looking up. And he's a combiner. His head shouldn't be always looking up. It should be looking down on his foes. So, that aside, though, I think he's pretty good. And I actually like this set better than the original Warbotron set, which was not bad. It was not bad at all. Let's take this axe and bring it in a little bit more. It was not a bad set, the original Warbotron. It just had some stability issues and issues with things not working like they're supposed to. And of course, I didn't get the upgrade set to fix the ratchets in, I think his name was Blast Burst? I forget. That said, though, this guy is pretty good. Whew. He is pretty nice. Oh, almost forgot about the articulation. So let's go over the articulation really quick. This is going to be very difficult because he is a big bot. So his head is on some kind of a not a ball, but more like a swivel. So it does rotate 360. It doesn't go side to side, but he can look down and up. Let's put the little whatever's down. His arms have ratchets, and they go 360. They can go out like that, bend here, and at the leg joint. So he has the same articulation as this robot mode did. The arm and the wrist swivel, and I already showed you the finger articulation. The other guy is the same on the other side. He has a waist. Stop. He has these bits that are supposed to come down here, right here, but again, I have to take this guy apart to fix that because it was misassembled. It's on backwards. His legs can rotate at the upper thigh. It can go forward about just that much, not really a lot. Backwards, even less. Knees are on a ratchet, and they can bend about so far. And his legs can go straight out, but there are these little things trying to lock him to help stabilize him. His feet are on ratchets that pivot. They do pivot. It's just really hard. Okay, this will be easier. So there's a pivot there. It can pivot backwards, forward, and toe. But because of his stability issues, I don't advise trying to be overly dramatic with your poses with him. This is more of a, honestly, this is less of a toy or action figure and more of a, what is the word I want to, like a display piece. Because it's not like the Menasor that I just got. It's amazing. I don't have all the bits on it, but I can already tell that it's already going to be way more solid than this guy, and I'll be able to do a lot more with him, provided I can balance him. Whereas this guy is just like, I mean, even now, I'm trying to get him back together again, and he's already starting to separate in places. I mean, again, not as bad as, not as bad as the Warbotron Bruticus. But it's just, there are issues with there are issues with this guy if you try to mess with him. And thankfully most of my figures just kind of sit up on a shelf. I don't really have a lot of space to do a lot of dynamic stuff with them anyway, but it's just kind of sad that, I mean, you really can't do much. I still have this piece here, which doesn't do much, but you can, if you find a hole, plug it. I think this is plug it in as like a shield if you want to do that. Like, he's got a bit of a shield. It's not a very big shield, but hey, it's better than nothing. It will, like, we can use it to deflect like melee weapons. That said, I am Islip. That was one very tiring review. Thank you for sticking all the way to the end. I do like this figure, especially at the price point that he's at now. It's definitely worth picking up at the price point. Whether you want to display him in his robot modes or his vehicle modes, if you want to mix and match, or if you just want to have him as the giant robot, he'll stand really well, and he looks really good. And especially if you have the original Warbotron, this is definitely a nice added bonus set to get. That said, I'm Islip. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and my phone just keeps telling me there's stuff going on, so ciao.